Hello, my name is Annabelle and I am the owner of Crochet Grove. And today I'm going to show you guys how to make this adorable bunny. So I will show how to make the bunny itself, the overalls, the hat, and the carrot. And all of the accessories are also removable. And there's even a little tail on the back. So all of the materials I used for these was a 4mm crochet hook. I used Sweet Snuggles light yarn as well as Chanel Home Slim, stuffing, scissors, yarn needle, a stitch marker, and then these eyes are 20mm Synchro eyes. You can get these on AliExpress, and there's also a lot of really good sellers on Etsy that sell hand-painted ones. And without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so we are going to begin with the legs. So I'm going to make a magic circle, and I'm going to place 6 single crochets inside of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now for round 2, we're going to do 6 increases. So that's going to be 2 single crochets in each stitch. So there's my first increase. And I'm going to go ahead and mark the first single crochet that we did. So there's 1 increase, is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I'm going to take that stitch marker out. Work our first single crochet of the round. So rounds 3 and 4, we're just going to be single crocheting around for a total of 12 single crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then we're going to repeat that row again for round 4, just single crocheting around. Okay, now for round 5, we're going to place our first single crochet, put our stitch marker back in, and then we're going to do a decrease. So looping the front loops of the next 2 stitches, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So that was our invisible decrease. So it was single crochet decrease, and we're going to do that again 3 more times. So single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease. All right, so that was round 5, and now rounds 6 through 10, we're going to be single crocheting around. So I'll do round 6 with you guys. So that was our first single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then for rounds 7, 8, 9, and 10, you're going to be crocheting around for 8 single crochets. So that's going to be a total of 5 rounds of single crochet. And then I'll meet back with you guys. So I did my 5 rounds of single crochet. Now I'm going to stuff just the end of the foot. Probably to round 5 is where I will stuff to. So like right around here. And there we are stuffed. So now to close off the leg, insert your hook into that last single crochet. You're going to take out your stitch marker, and now we're going to close this opening. So we're going to go into the next stitch and then our last stitch that we did. So turn your hook around and go through that last one like that. We're going to place a single crochet, and then we're going to go into the next stitch again, and then the one directly across from it, single crochet, And then again, the next stitch, the one across from it, single crochet, and then we have our last 2 on the end here, go through and single crochet. So that went ahead and closed the opening of the leg. So this is going to be good for us to crochet it on later. So now I'm just going to chain 1, pull my loop, and then I'm going to cut the tail. And if you're crocheting these legs on, you don't need to leave a long tail at all because we won't be sewing it on. So now you're going to repeat that again to make your second leg. Now we are going to work on the arm. So we're going to do a magic ring again. And we're going to place 8 single crochet into this magic ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And as you may have saw, I pull my magic circle closed as I'm going. I don't close it completely so I can't get my hook in there, but I like to close it a little bit as I go, especially when I'm doing a higher number like 8 in the magic circle, because sometimes the chenille yarn will snap and I can't close it all the way. So I like to close it as I go. So that was 8 single crochet. So now we're going to be working 8 single crochet around for 8 rounds. So there was 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And you will repeat that for 7 more rounds. You will have a total of 9 rounds, including our first magic ring. All right, so I've done my 8 rounds of single crochet, and now I'm going to stuff the top of the arm probably to about round 4. And now I'm going to close this off the same way that we closed the legs off. So put my hook into that last single crochet, and then in our next one and the last one that we did, we're going to insert and place a single crochet. And then our next one and the one across, single crochet, next one across, single crochet, and then our last 2 is our 4th single crochet. I'll leave a short tail because we will be crocheting these on. Now that my legs and arms are complete, we can move on to the body. For the body, we're going to start out with a magic circle of 8 again. So placing 8 single crochets into the magic circle. Now our next round, we are going to do 8 increases. So that is 2 single crochets in each stitch. So 1, 2. Here's our second increase, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then for round 3 is going to be single crochet increase 8 times. So I'm going to place a single crochet, and then in our next space is going to be an increase, and then a single crochet in the next space and an increase the next, and we're going to do that 8 times. So that was 2. Here's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, now for round 4, we're going to place a single crochet, and then we're going to do 2 more single crochets, so a total of 3, and then an increase. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. So 3 single crochets, so 1, 2, and 3, and then an increase. And we will do this for a total of 6 times, and you should have 30 total stitches after this round. So this is our 3rd time. 3 single crochet, increase, 1, 2, 3, increase, 1, 2, 3, increase, and then our last one, 1, 2, 3, increase. Now for round 5, we are going to be adding the legs. So what we're going to do is place a single crochet, and then we're going to do 5 more single crochets, so a total of 6 in the beginning. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now to crochet on the leg, I like to do these with the tail on my left side. So I'm going to hold the top of the leg up next to the body, and I'm going to go into this first single crochet from where we closed it. And then I'm going to go into the next stitch on the body. So that's right here. So now that we are through both pieces, we're going to place a single crochet going through both of them. And then we're going to do that for the remaining 3 stitches on the leg. So that was 1. So go through the space on the leg, next space on the body, single crochet. Space on the leg, space on the body, single crochet. And then for this last one, with the tail being right here, I go through the stitch and then the space on the body, and I pull through. So I pull through my loop, and then I like to take this tail, push it over here, like hold it up against my hook, and then do this single crochet. So I've kind of incorporated this tail to go to the inside of the body, so it's not weirdly on the outside. And then working back into just the body, we are going to do 11 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. The last one, I had the tail on the left side, and for this time, I like to have it on the right. It's just personal preference. You can have them either way. So I'm gonna go into this first stitch, and then the next stitch on the body, and then finish my single crochet, and then insert into the next stitch on the body, single crochet, next stitch on the body, single crochet, and then our last one, which is our 4th one, do the leg and the body, single crochet. So now our legs are attached to the body. So now our last few stitches, we're going to do 5 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That was round 5. So now going to round 6, we are simply going to be just single crocheting around, and you should have a total of 30 stitches. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Moving on to round 7, we are going to do some decreases. So I'm going to place a single crochet, and then 2 more single crochet for a total of 3, and then decrease. So we're going to do that 5 more times. So that's 3 single crochet decrease for a total of 6 of those repeats. So we will end with a total of 24 stitches. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. 1, 2, 3, and decrease. So now for round 8, we're just going to be single crocheting around for a total of 24 single crochets. I will meet you guys at the end of this round. For round 9, we're going to do another decrease round. So place a single crochet and then another single crochet. So 2 single crochet and then a decrease. And again, we're going to repeat that 6 times, which is single crochet, decrease. And I'm just going to keep doing that all the way around. So this is my third one. Single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease, and single crochet, decrease. So we'll have a total of 18 stitches now. Round 10, we are just single crocheting around again. So you're going to single crochet around for a total of 18, and I'll meet you back at the end of this row. I have completed round 10, so now at this point I'm going to start stuffing before the hole at the top gets too small. For round 11, we're going to place a single crochet and then a decrease. And then another single crochet, another decrease, and we're going to repeat this going all the way around for a total of 6 times. So single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease, and single crochet, decrease. Okay, now you'll have a total of 12 single crochets on this round. So for round 12 is where we add the arms. So I'm going to work a single crochet, put in my stitch marker, and now I'm going to work a second single crochet, and then grabbing my arm. Again, I like to have the tail on the left for this first one. I'm going to insert into the top stitch and then the next stitch on the body. So this is exactly the same way as we did the legs, and work a single crochet going through both. So on the arm, body, single crochet, arm, body, single crochet. And then since the tail is on the left this time, I like to do the same thing I did with the leg. So insert into the arm, into the body, pull up my loop, and then pull this to the inside, yarn over, and pull through. So that was 4 single crochet going through the arm. And now I'm going to work 2 single crochet just into the body. And now I'm going to take my other arm. And this time I have the tail on the right. So I'm going to insert into that first stitch. And then the next stitch on the body, single crochet. And then next on the arm, next on the body, single crochet, arm, body, single crochet, arm, body, single crochet. Here's how we're looking. And I'm going to take the tails from the arms and tuck those in. And then I'm going to stuff it again all the way to the top because our next round is a decrease round and it might be a little hard to stuff it. So for round 13, I'm going to do a single crochet and then a decrease. And now, since it's getting so small up here, it could be hard to do a invisible decrease. So I'm going to show you guys how to do the regular. So I'm just going to insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, insert into the next one, pull up a loop, and then you'll have 3 on your hook and you'll pull through all 3. And that's just a little bit easier to do in this tight space versus the invisible one. So there is 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, and then another single crochet, another decrease, single crochet, decrease, then lastly, single crochet, decrease. Now, before we move on to the rounds for the head, I'm going to stuff this again all the way up to the neck. And if you can't get your finger in there, it's sometimes nice to use the end of your crochet hook. Alrighty, now we get to move on to the head. So round 14, you're going to work increases going all the way around. So a total of 8 increases. So here's our first one. Increase. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, now round 15, we are going to place a single crochet and then a increase. And we're going to repeat this for a total of 8 times. So single crochet and then a increase, single crochet, 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 increase, and then we have our last one, single crochet and increase. And you will have a total of 24 stitches after this round. Now for round 16, take my stitch marker out, I place a single crochet. And then I'm going to do 2 more single crochets and then an increase. So we are doing 3 single crochet and then an increase 6 times going around. So it's 1, 2, 3, increase, 1, 2, 3, increase, 1, 2, 3, increase, 1, 2, 3, increase. Our last one, 1, 2, 3, and increase. Also, a quick interruption in the pattern. If you see cat hairs on my desk at any point, I am so sorry, but I have 2 cats that love jumping up on my desk and I have to keep kicking them off. So please try and not to focus on those. All right, so we are done increasing. So now rounds 17 through 22, we are just single crocheting around for a total of 30 single crochets in each round. And that's gonna be a total of 6 rounds of single crochet. So I'm just going to go ahead and work on those 6 rounds and I will meet you back. Alrighty, so I have done the 6 rounds of single crochet and now we need to add our eyes. These are the eyes that I'm going to be using. They are 20 millimeter sinker eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and place these between rounds 19 and 20. So our last round was 22. So we'll count down from there. So this is 22, 21, and then 20. So we'll go right below 20, and that will be between 20 and 19. So I place that one generally where I think it's going to go. Sometimes I get the spot right on the first try. Sometimes I gotta move it. So let me put the other one in. Let's go right here. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. So I have about 3 stitches visible in between them. So now I'm going to put the backs in, and with these sinker eyes, the backs are really hard to get on a lot of the time. I will show you guys the tool that I have been using recently and one that I do use occasionally. So this is the tool I use a lot for the sinker eyes. You just squeeze the eye on and it's pretty simple. The sinker backs. And they're called sinker eyes because the eyes will sink into the plushie and kind of look flush. That's the word. Look flush on the plushie. So I really like these kinds of eyes. So I like to just barely click them into place. So the back is sitting on there and I make sure that the pupils are lined up where I want them, so we don't have one going this way and one going that way. I think that looks pretty good to me. So now I just take this tool and put the silicone side on the front of the eye and then the hole on the back, and then I squeeze. And as you can see, it pushed it down past the first notch, so that is not going nowhere. So now we're gonna do this one. And there they are. They are both clicked in. So now we can continue to the next round. Now we are working on round 23. And this is where we will start to decrease the head down. So we're gonna do 3 single crochets and then a decrease, 3 single crochet, decrease, and we're going to do this all the way around a total of 6 times, and our stitch count will be taken down to 24. So I reached the end of round 23, and now we're going to stuff the head. Now, when you stuff the head, make sure you stuff the neck good and also the lower part of this head. If you don't stuff this area right here, the head might look really skinny, so you want to make sure you stuff it good at the base because then it will round it out more. Okay, now my head is stuffed. We're going to move on to round 24. So round 24 is going to be 2 single crochet and then a decrease 6 times. So this is my 2 single crochet and then decrease, 2 single crochet, decrease, and you're going to repeat that going all the way around, and you will have a total of 18 stitches. And now round 25 going to be a single crochet and then a decrease, and we will be repeating this all the way around. So just single crochet, decrease until you get to the end for a total of 12 stitches. Alrighty, now before we do our final round of the head, make sure you stuff it really good. Head is stuffed, so now we get to do the last round of the head, and this one is just going to be 6 decreases. So 1, 2, and 6. And then in our next stitch, I'm going to place a slip stitch, chain 1. If you need any additional stuffing at the top, do that now. And I'm going to take my yarn needle. I'm going to go through just the front loops of those stitches, and I like to do 2 at a time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I'm going to pull it carefully so it doesn't snap. And then I'm going to make a knot. So I just go in and then go through my loop and pull tight. And then just weave the end out a random spot on the head and then cut that tail. Okay, now we're going to embroider on the nose. So I've got some light pink yarn on my yarn needle. And we are going to insert over here. And I'm going to pull my needle through this space right here. Pull that through, and I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail over here so I can use that to tie off. So now we're going to go through this space right here, and I'm going to exit 2 rows down in the center of where the nose is, if you can see. Right there. Pull that through gently. Okay. And now I'm going to go right in this space in the middle underneath the nose. And then I'm going to come out right there. And this is going to create that line down the center. So here's how we're looking. And you can mess with that if you don't get it perfect the first time. And now I'm going to go through this side of the nose again and back out over there. Go one more time, and if you want to add blush, you're going to exit out right over here where I'm about to exit out. But if you don't want blush, weave the end back to this tail right here. But I'm going to show you guys how to do the blush. So I want my blush right here. So I'm going to go out 2 stitches away from the eye over here. And as I'm pulling this, I'm making sure that this is going to lay on the nose how I want it to. Now I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to go into this space closest to the eye and back out where the yarn is. And then I'm going to repeat that again. And then I like how that looks. So now we need to travel the yarn to this side of the face. So I'm going to move it sideways. I'm going to go through here and then I'm going to exit out the top. It just makes it easier because I don't have a super long needle. And then making sure I'm going through the same space again. I'm going to go down over to right here next to the eye, 2 stitches away again. I'm going to pull that through. And now next to the eye again, I'm going to go in, pull my yarn through, and repeat that again. But this time, I'm going to go down to our beginning tail right here. And sometimes I like to take my needle and kind of zhuzh these up a little bit. Make them look how I want them to. You can take our starting tail and our ending tail and tie them together. And this will secure the yarn so we don't have to worry about it coming out. And then I like to cut these shorter and then just take my scissors and poke them inside of the bunny. And there is our completed embroidery. So for the ears, we're gonna do a magic circle. And I'm gonna work 6 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're gonna increase around. So that's 2 single crochet into each stitch, and you'll have a total of 12. So that was 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. In rounds 3 through 5, we're going to be single crocheting around for a total of 12 single crochets. So this is round 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then we're going to repeat that for 2 more rounds for round 4 and 5. Now for round 6, I'm going to do a single crochet, another single crochet, and then a decrease. So we're doing 2 single crochets, and then a decrease. And that is for 3 times. We're about to do our last time. 1, 2, and decrease. So now we'll have a total of 9 stitches. So rounds 7 and 8, we are crocheting around for 9 single crochet. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then you're going to do the same thing for round 8. So I've done all my rounds, and now we're going to close the top of the ear. So we're going to do it the same way we did the arms and legs, but since there's 9 stitches here instead of 8, there's going to be 1 stitch that is left unworked. So I'm going to go into this space right here, and then normally we would go into our last stitch that we did. We're going to go ahead and skip that one and go to our second from last. So there's a stitch here on the end that we're not working in. And I'm going to place a single crochet, and then go into the next stitch on the front and the back, single crochet, front and the back, single crochet, and then our 4th one. So you have 4 single crochets going across the top to close the ear. And then we're going to fasten off and leave a tail for sewing this time. Then for these ears, I like to pinch the bottom a little bit. So I put my yarn on the yarn needle, and then I'm going to fold the ear in half like that. And now I'm going to go through this side and then come out the side where the tail is and pull through. I'm going to repeat that again in the same spot. And then I'm going to go up 1 row and do that again. And 1 more time. And then I like to come out to the bottom. This has just created a cute little pinched look to the ear. So now you're going to need to make a second ear, so just follow all the same steps again and I'll meet you back. Okay, now that we have our 2 ears, we can sew them on. So I'm going to be using these mini Ammi sticks. These are from Dandelion Tonic, and I can have these linked in my bio as well if you're wanting some. They just help with sewing because they will hold your pieces in place for you. So I'm going to go about 2 to 3 rounds away from the center top of the head. And I'm going to slide this in. All right, so I have pinned my ears in place. And note, if you're going to be making a hat for your bunny, you got to make sure you leave like 2 rounds in between the ears, because the center of the hat has 2 rounds. And if you don't leave enough space right there, the hat will get like bunched up in between the ears. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sew the ears on, and I like to go around the ears. So I start over here and I work around, securing it down. So I go into the head, pull through, and I go through the side of the ear and pull through, and I will just repeat that going all the way around. Okay, now we're going to be making the tail. So we're going to do a magic circle again and place 6 single crochet in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to do 6 increases and 6. We're going to do a round of single crochets. So you're going to do a total of 12 single crochets. And now for the final round, we're going to do 6 decreases going all the way around. And then I'm just going to slip stitch and fasten off, and then we will stuff the tail. You're going to take your tail and you're going to sew it on to rounds 5 and 6, somewhere around there in this area. And we're going to sew that down. Now that my tail is on, we're going to start working on the overalls. Alrighty, so we're going to start off by making a slip knot. And then we're going to chain 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So now we need to go and work in our first single crochet. So I'm going to show you guys how I rotate my hand to do this. So I have my chain, it is right side facing up, and I have my hook in this hand. I'm going to spin my hook, and then I'm going to take my hook to the first chain, and then I will take our working yarn, so I have it like this, and then I'm going to work a slip stitch. I'm going to chain one, and then into that same chain, I'm going to work a single crochet. And I'm going to put my stitch marker into that first single crochet. So now, working around, you want to make sure it's not twisted at all. And I like to crochet over this beginning tail as I go, so then I don't have to weave it in later. So we're going to do a total of 16 single crochets. So that was 1. This is 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now we're back at the beginning, and there might be like a little space right here. That is just the slip stitch that we did in the beginning. So we're going to take out our stitch marker and go into the first single crochet and work a slip stitch. And then we're going to chain one and work a single crochet back into that space. And now for rounds 2 and 3, it's going to place 16 single crochets going around. And then after round 2, we're back at the beginning. So again, we're going to slip stitch into that first stitch, chain one, place a single crochet, and we're going to do our final round, just 16 single crochet going around. And now that I'm at the end of round 3, I'm just going to slip stitch into that first single crochet again, chain one, and cut off my yarn. And then you don't need to leave a long tail. Here's the completed first leg hole. So now you're going to repeat that again for your second one, but when you get to the end of round 3, don't fasten off. So I have my 2 leg holes made, and I am at the end of round 3 for this one. So I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into our first single crochet again. I'm going to chain one. Going to take our first leg, and I like to just join right in here where our slip stitch was. Insert my hook and place a single crochet. And I'm going to go ahead and mark that single crochet as our first stitch for our round. Now we're going to work 15 more single crochets around this leg. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And if you haven't noticed, I'm crocheting over that tail just to weave it in again so I don't have to weave it in later. 14, 15, and 16. So now we've reached our chain one in the middle. So as you can see, there's kind of this extra space right here. So I'm going to go ahead, insert my hook, and pull up a loop. And then I'm going to go into that chain one like that. And I'm going to pull up a loop. And then I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3. And then there's this space right here. It looks like it might be the stitch you want to go into, but it's actually not. You want to go into this one. But if we want to close that potential hole that's going to be there, we're going to go into that first one, pull up a loop, and then the second one, pull up a loop, and then pull through all three. So we're basically just doing decreases over those spaces so that way there's no holes and it's all closed up. So that's going to count as our first single crochet around this leg. So that was 1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So now we just have to work a single crochet into the front of the chain 1 now. So I insert my hook and create that single crochet. And now we're not going to be slip stitching at this time to the first single crochet. We're just going to work in the round. So I'm going to place a single crochet and put my stitch marker in. And we are going to single crochet around the whole thing now, and it's going to be a total of 34 single crochets. Okay, so my 34 single crochets are done. So now we're going to do a round of some decreases. So I'm going to place a single crochet, put my stitch marker back in, and then I'm going to do 5 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's a total of 6 single crochets and then a decrease. So 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then a decrease. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So 6 single crochet and then a decrease. So now we need to create the hole for the tail. So what we're going to do here is you'll have 2 single crochets left from that round. We're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to skip 4 stitches on the overalls. So there's 1, 2, and then 3, 4. So then in the 5th one, right here, we're going to work a single crochet. All right. And now this single crochet is going to be our new first stitch of the round, just to make it nice and easy. So I'm going to put that right there. So now we have the hole for our tail. And for this round, we are going to be single crocheting around. So now we should have a total of 30 single crochets. And I'm going to show you guys working through the chain for the tail hole and how to do that. Okay, so I've done a total of 26 single crochets. So now we have 4 left, and that is the chain right here. So we're going to just work 4 single crochets going across this chain. So I'm going to insert my hook into that first one and place a single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then for the next round, we are going to do 3 single crochet, decrease 6 times. And now for the next round, we're actually going to start slip stitching into our first stitch again. This will ensure that we have a more smooth finish at the top of the overalls. So for this first stitch of this round, we're going to slip stitch into it right here. Chain 1, and then place a single crochet into that stitch. And now we're going to do 3 single crochet, decrease 6 times going around. So that's our first single crochet. This is 2 and 3, and decrease, and then 1, 2, 3, decrease, and we're going to do that 4 more times until we get back to our beginning. Now we're back at the beginning, so I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into that first single crochet, chain 1, and then place a single crochet in that same space. And then for the next 2 rounds, we're simply just going to be single crocheting around, and you should have a total of 24 stitches. So after this round, when you get to the end, we're going to go ahead and slip stitch back into the beginning again, and I'll show you guys that. All right, so now we're on to our final round. Slip stitch into that first stitch, chain 1, place a single crochet, and now just single crochet around till you get back to the beginning. Now that we're back at the beginning, we're just going to slip stitch into that first single crochet again, chain 1, and cut our yarn, and then you'll want to weave in this end. Alrighty, so the back is the side with the tail hole, and we're going to be looking at the front. So now we're going to add the front panel to these overalls. So just looking at your pants here, you want to find what looks like the most center stitch. So right here, I believe, is my most center stitch. And then I'm going to count 3 stitches over. So 1, 2, and 3. So right here. That is where I'm going to attach my yarn onto where this space with the stitch marker. I'm going to insert my hook, pull my yarn through, and then I'm going to tie a knot. And now I'm going to insert my hook and pull up a loop, and then chain 1 and work a single crochet. So that's our first single crochet, and then we're going to work 6 more. And I like to crochet over the tail again just so it weaves it in for me. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you'll have a total of 7 single crochets. And then I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to work 7 single crochets going back across, and 7. And then I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and we're going to do some decreases this round. So I'm going to insert into the first stitch, pull up a loop, insert into the next one, pull up a loop, and pull through all 3. So that's our first decrease. And then we're going to do 3 single crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do another decrease. And then we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and we're going to work 5 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then again, chain 1, turn, 5 single crochets across again. And here's how we should be looking. So now we get to do the straps. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then flipping the pants over. Again, I'm going to look for the most center stitch. So I think I'm going to go probably in this one. And I'm going to create a slip stitch. And then from here, we're going to chain 12 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Flip our pants over again. And then we're going to slip stitch into this first single crochet on the corner. Create my slip stitch, and then I'm going to chain 1. And I'm going to cut my yarn and weave in that end. Here's the completed overalls. So now I'm going to slide them on to my bunny. It's my bunny with the overalls on, and it's just so cute. So now we're going to do the hat if you would like to have a hat. Okay, so for the hat, we're going to do a magic circle and put 6 single crochets in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I like to work over the tail as I go, so I don't have to weave that in. So that was 1 increase. This is 2. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then for round 3, I'm going to do a single crochet, And then I'm going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to skip 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that 5th one, you're going to insert your hook and we're going to work an increase. So 2 single crochets in that space. And then a single crochet in the next one. And then we're going to chain 6 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to skip 4 stitches again. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in that last one, we're going to work a increase. So now for round 4, we're going to place a single crochet. And then working in the chain, I'm going to work another single crochet. And then into the next one, I'm going to do an increase. And then 1 single crochet, another single crochet, increase, and then a increase, and then 2 single crochet, increase, and then a single crochet into the first stitch of the increase, and then an increase in the last stitch. Okay, so this is how we're looking. We have 2 holes, and that is where the ears are going to go through. So now for round 5, I'm going to do 3 single crochets and then an increase. And we're going to do that 5 more times. So I've reached the end of round 5. So now we're just going to be working single crochets going all the way around for rows 6 through 11. That's a total of 6 rounds of single crochet. And then after you finish round 11, I would recommend sliding the hat onto your bunny's head and seeing if it ends right above the eyes. That's where I like mine to end. So if you need to add a row or remove a row, like you don't want the hat to cover the eyes, or you want that hat to be a little bit higher up, you can add or remove rounds as you like, but 6 rounds of single crochet is what works for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on those and I'll meet you guys back. Alrighty, so I've done my 6 rounds of single crochet. So now we're gonna be doing something a little bit different to make the brim of the hat. So into our first single crochet, I'm gonna yarn over. And now we're gonna be working around the post of the stitch. So this is like the top of the stitch and this right here is the post. So I'm going to insert my hook into that space and then I'm going to come out the next one like that. See? And then I'm going to yarn over and pull through. So now I have 3 loops on my hook and we yarn over and pull through all 3. So that was a half double crochet going around the post. So now we're going to do another half double crochet working around this post now. So we're just going behind it, yarning over and pulling through all 3. So I'm going to do a total of 4 of those. So this is 3 and then 4. And now we're going to do an increase. So we're going to do a half double crochet in the next one. And then we're just going to do another one in the same one. All right, and then we're going to keep repeating that going all the way around. So we're going to do 4 half double crochets. This is 4, and then an increase. And then if this is really hard for you to do or you're just struggling with it and getting frustrated, you could alternatively just work in the front loops. It might not have as much of a flared out brim, but that could be another option that you could do. So I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the 4 single crochet increase all the way around and I will meet you guys back at the beginning. Okay, I'm back at the beginning and I'm going to take out my stitch marker. And then I'm going to place a slip stitch into that first half double crochet, chain 1, and then I'm going to work a single crochet. And now just working through the stitches normally, we're going to do 2 single crochet increase all the way around. And you're just going to repeat that until you get to the end. So 2 single crochets, increase, 1, 2, increase, and I'll meet you guys back at the end. Alrighty, now that we're at the end, take out my stitch marker and slip stitch into that first single crochet, chain 1, and then I'm going to cut off my yarn and weave in the end. And here it is with the hat on. It is just so cute. Okay, so now if you would like to make a carrot, we're gonna create a magic circle and do 5 single crochet. And then round 2, I'm gonna do a single crochet, put my stitch marker in, and then another single crochet. So that's 2, 3, and 4. And then in the last stitch, I'm going to work a increase. So we'll have a total of 6 stitches now. And now round 3, I'm going to place a single crochet and then an increase. I'm going to do that 2 more times. So single crochet, increase, single crochet, and increase. Now for round 4, I'm going to do a single crochet and then another one, an increase. So we're doing 2 single crochet, increase 3 times in this round. So 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase. Round 5 is going to be 3 single crochet and then an increase. So 1, 2, 3, increase. And we're going to repeat that 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, increase. 1, 2, 3, increase. Round 6 and 7, we're just going to be single crocheting around, and there is a total of 15 single crochet. So I'll meet you guys back after those 2 rounds. Now round 8 is 3 single crochet. So I got 1, 2, and then a decrease, and then we're going to do 2 more sets of those. So 3 single crochet, decrease, and 1 more, 3 single crochet, decrease. And now you're going to want to stuff the carrot before we do our final round. Okay, now for this final round, I'm going to do 2 single crochet and then a decrease. And we're going to repeat that 2 more times. 1, 2, decrease, 1, 2, and decrease. I'm gonna slip stitch into that first stitch and leave a tail to close the top of the carrot. So to close the top, I'm gonna go through the front loops of the stitches. I like to do 2 at a time, going in and out, and then I just pull it. So now I'm gonna insert in through a stitch here and then put my yarn through the loop to create a knot. And then I'm gonna weave this in and cut off the tail. Alrighty, so we're almost done. Now just to do the leaves, I'm gonna insert into the top of my carrot, just anywhere is fine. I'm gonna pull my green yarn through and tie a knot to secure that. And I like to weave this end in now before I get started. Now I'm just gonna pull up a loop and chain 1. And then I'm going to chain 3 more, so 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do, starting in the second chain from your hook, 3 single crochets going down the chain. And then just slip stitch anywhere in the top of the carrot. Chain 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 single crochets down the chain. And then again, I'm going to do this one over here just to kind of even it out. Slip stitch, chain 4, 3 single crochet, and then you can just slip stitch and fasten this off, but I'm going to show you guys how to make it into a purse for your bunny if you'd like. So I'm going to slip stitch right here in the top, and then I'm going to chain my desired amount of chains that will fit around my bunny. I chained 30, and I like where the carrot sits with that, and I think it will be able to slide over the body. So I'm going to go ahead, insert my hook back into that chain. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the opposite side of where this chain is coming from. So this one's right here. I think I'm gonna go right behind this leaf right here. And then I'm just gonna slip stitch and chain one. And then I'm gonna weave in that end. All right, so now I'm going to slide this up. We gotta go around the tail. And then slip one arm through. And there we are, now we have a carrot purse. All right, you have reached the end of the tutorial. I hope you love your bunny. Thank you so much for watching my video. And if you want more tutorials, make sure you like and subscribe. And let me know down in the comments if you want me to design a dress for the bunnies as well. And remember, if you share these, make sure you tag me so I can see your guys' work. Thank you, bye.